Hey guys, we're back with another video here with Electric Cuts. And I had told you in a couple of my videos that I was going to do a lawn care setup. So here it is. We're going to start with the mowers. So this one is my Ego 20-inch. This one is non-self-propelled. It's a good mower. It's lightweight. It gets the job done. And then we step up to my Ego 21-inch mower, self-propelled. And this one's a pretty good mower. It's a little bit heavier, but it does have the self-propelled. A little bit difficult to maneuver since the handles are pretty long on this one. And then we go over to our gas mowers. We have our Troy-Bilt 21-inch TB 110. It's got the 140cc engine, overhead valve. From what I hear is the overhead valves, they last a little bit longer. And then this one is non-self-propelled. Then we step up to what I consider my number one, my best mower. This one's my Snapper 21-inch with the Quiet Power Technology Briggs & Stratton. It's got the 163cc overhead valve with a 7.25 pound-feet of torque at 2600 RPM. And this one is self-propelled, so that's why I consider it my number one. This one, if you guys are gonna get a mower and you're gonna do lawn care, I highly recommend that you get a self-propelled lawnmower. That'll take a lot of work off of you. You just pay a little bit extra for gas, not that much. Maybe if this one uses a gallon of fuel, right? This one, for the same amount of mowing time, this one will probably use maybe a gallon and a quarter gallon, you know, so you only use like a quarter gallon more, which is probably what right now, if maybe like $1, less than $1 of fuel for the same amount of mowing. And that's probably, we're talking about 3-4 hours of mowing time, I would think. So let's go over now to our small engines. We've got right here our Snapper backpack blower, and it's the BB44. It's got a little small engine on there. Let me see if I can find the size of the engine. I think this is a 27cc engine. So I like this little blower. It's lightweight, it's fuel efficient, and it's got some power to it. And then we go over here to our weed eater. This one's a Hyper-Tough. It's a little cheapy weed eater. This one was 38 bucks. So I use this one when I don't really use this one too often, but I have it there as a backup. And then we go over to these two. These are my Snapper. If you couldn't tell already, I like the Snapper brand. They sell it at Walmart. I can get it inexpensive. This one's the Snapper S27SS. So I imagine that number 27 is the displacement of the motor, or the size of the motor. And I've got two of them. The reason I have two of them, this one I bought first. It was about $80. It was a display model. Prices went down on these, and I ended up getting this one brand new in a box for 35 bucks. That's why I got the second one. I couldn't resist that price on there. And they're pretty good string trimmers. As you can see, they're power head, so you can put in attachments. So this is the string trimmer attachment that goes with it, and it's got a professional style turn to it. So if you like those style of string trimmers that turn opposite of what's it called, homeowner grade string trimmers, you'll like these. And then we got the stick edger. It's a curved shaft stick edger. I like this one for edging, and the power heads work well with it. I've got my brush cutter in case I run into heavy brush. I've used this one a couple of times. It works really well. And then I've got my hedge trimmer attachment. And these are all Walmart brands. This one's got the articulating head, like Keith Kalfa says. It's got the articulating head, if you can see. So you just tilt this, pull this little spring, and just, there you go. It's kind of short, the handle. It doesn't give you that much of an extension, but if you do need an extension, you can buy one. And then I've got my tiller attachment, which I've used to do a small sod job, planting grass. So you got to till up the ground and then throw the grass on top of that. It's a big process, guys. I don't highly recommend it if you're a one-man crew, which that's what I usually work as, one-man crew. I got extra blades for my mowers. I've got the what is this, a gator blade, and it's a universal gator blade. So this one I use for my snapper, and it could probably fit on the Troy-Bilt as well. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm pretty sure it will. And then I've got my Eagle blades. I got one extra one for my 20-inch, and then an extra one for my 21-inch. And then I have the regular 3-in-1 blade for bagging, mulching, and side discharge. Extra one that I got as well. So that covers that, and I'll give you a little bit of pricing information. I got the boxes over there to kind of remind me how much I paid for some of this stuff. And then let's go now to our electric equipment. So this is the Ego, 2 Ego string trimmers. This one's got the quick feed head on there. I don't really like this model too much, just because the low speed is too fast for me. I don't like to be trimming at high speeds, because you pick up rocks and you got the potential to break windows or hit people or things like that. So I don't really like that one too much. It's got its purpose. I can use this one out in where there's no cars, out like if there's a lot of brush, I can use that one. It'll give me a little more power. And then I've got this one, which has the other head, and this one, I like it better. It's got a lower speed. When you're trimming, you're able to control it a little bit better, and it doesn't suck up your battery as quickly as this one. This one's got the high speed right off the bat, and it'll drain your battery a little bit quicker. And then I've got my Cobalt 40 volt max string trimmer. This one I just use it. I'd sometimes take it along with me just when it's going to be a big job, just to make sure I'm going to have enough battery power, since I do like using my battery powered string trimmers more than my gas, just because they're quieter, they're less polluting. You don't got to be smelling that, you don't have to be smelling that gas while you're trimming. And then I've got my favorite, which is the Snapper 60 volt. It's a little bit worn out, and this one's brushless. So this one's, if you bring your speed down a lot on this one, your battery will last a lot longer. I like the head on here. It's smaller, so you can get into those tight spaces. And then this bump head is fixed, unlike on the Ego. This one, it actually turns, this bump head, and I don't like that too much, even though it does create less wear on the bump head. But I don't like that because when you're trimming, you got to go in and it sits still. But with this one, you're trimming, you put the bump head down just to touch the ground, and it'll move along with you. So you're able to move it back and forth, and it helps you out so your back doesn't get so strained. You don't have to hold it up and move it along. Then we come over here to another Snapper 60 volt. I don't really use this one too much. There's not too many trees here, as you can tell. This is probably some of the bigger trees here around the neighborhood, and they're not that big, and people like to keep their trees for shade. But this is, I believe it's the 16-inch. It's got the 16-inch bar on there. And these I really recommend for homeowners, especially because you don't have to put gasoline in there. You do have to put the bar oil. That's just the bar oil. You pop the battery in here, you're ready to go. You just hit that button, and then you hit the gas, or not the gas, the switch to turn it on, and you're going along cutting. So I like this one. Maybe I'll do a review on that one later. I've got my Snapper 60-volt blower. This one I use a lot for small jobs to blow off the sidewalks. And then I have a, what is this, a Greenworks 40-volt hedge trimmer. It's got the 24-inch bar on there. That one's been acting up. I used it for a big job, and I was cutting things that were a little bit too thick for it, and I might have damaged the gearing in there. It still works, but it makes a little bit of a noise when you're trimming. And then I've got over here my Snapper 40-volt hedge trimmer. I think this one's also got a 24-inch bar. This one's pretty powerful. I really like this one. This one I recommend for homeowners, even for guys who are starting off in the lawn care business, just so you can use less gasoline. Don't worry about the gas, especially when you store it over the winter. You don't worry about any of that. And then over here I have my Ego backpack blower. And this one's pretty good. Runtime's okay. That's the only drawback with these battery powered equipment, is the runtime. It's a little bit lower than if you were to use gas. Gas, you just put gas in it and you can run it till it heats up a little bit. You give it a little rest and you keep going. But with the battery powered ones, you run out of battery and you gotta wait 30 minutes to recharge, which is not a lot, but still. Now let me run you through the pricing. So let's start with the mowers. This one I paid $124 at a Home Depot. It was outside in the garden section. It was discounted. It was sitting out in the rain. I rescued him. And then this one here I got online on eBay for $215. That one came with a battery. This one didn't. No charger, no bag, nothing. This one came with everything. Bag, side discharge, mulch plug, battery, quick charger. So that was a really, really good deal. And that's why I ended up getting this one, because I already had all the charger and the battery, so I could interchange them. This one I got at Lowe's. If you saw my video, I got this one for $40. Excellent, excellent buy. I've used this one this summer, but man, I'm telling you, it's tiring. Compared to my self-propelled, I'm spoiled with this mower. This one, I had a little bit of an incline on one house that I did, and poof, I was sweating. I was sweating bullets. And this one was down for a little bit. I think it was just, the carb was a little dirty. It didn't want to start, so I ended up using that one. Man, how I regretted it. I should have just fixed this one up and used that one. For this one, like I said, I think I already told you guys I paid about $80 for. This one, about 40. That one, 80. This one, 35. I can't remember how much I paid for these. That's why I have the boxes out here. So let's see, for the edger, the stick edger, I paid $17.60. Right, that's the lowest price. That's what I paid. And then for the brush cutter, I paid $33. For this one, I can't remember how much I paid. I probably paid like, I'd like to say about $25, $35. For the electric hedge trimmer, the Greenworks, I paid $38.51. And then I also had a blower that I bought. That's why I bought the hedge trimmer, because I already had the blower. I think I paid like 25 for this one, or 35. I can't remember, but it wasn't too expensive. And then let's see. Oh yeah, the hedge trimmer, right? Hedge trimmer, I paid $11. This was all out in the garden department, so I highly recommend you look there if you're gonna buy tools. These two I bought for about $50 to $65 each on eBay. The Cobalt, I did pay full price for this one. I paid, I think it was $100, and then I had like a $10 discount, so I think I paid $90 for this. For my snapper, it was on discount. I paid $49. This one was on discount. I paid $65. So this one was like $49, $50. We'll round it up to 50 after taxes and everything. It's probably more than 50, but. And then for the chainsaw, I paid $65. This one I paid $50. It was also on discount. This one I paid $50 discount. And then you saw the price on that one. For this one here, I can't remember exactly how much I paid. My wife bought this one for me last year, I believe, for our anniversary. And this one I think we paid about 90 bucks. If I'm not mistaken, maybe about 120. I can't recall. It wasn't more than 120 or 150. I can tell you that. Now the snapper, this one, there's a story behind this one. I went down to Walmart and I checked it out. Check out the price that I got for this, guys. And this is my #1 mower. $60.94. The key was sheared on this one. The timing key was sheared. So I went and rented some tools at O'Reilly's, pulled the flywheel from it, put in the new, went and bought a new key, shear key, put it in, started working, but it was still kind of sputtering, and so I took it to a mechanic. He charged me about 25 bucks, so 60 plus 20, 60, like 80, maybe $100 for this mower. And man, I tell you, it was a good deal. It was a risk that I took buying it, but that risk paid off. I've been using this mower for I think close to 2 years, and man, this thing is great, I gotta tell you. So there you have it, guys. There's my equipment that I use. Obviously there's other things that I use. I got this little tool to pick up trash. And then I have a little spreader, my headphones that I use to protect my hearing. That's a nice little spreader, $5 there at Walmart, $4.50. The batteries, let me show you the batteries that I got. So for the 40 volt, I got a little 2 amp hour battery. That's why I don't use it too much out there. Got a little 2 amp hour. And then for my mowers and my backpack blower, I have my 4 amp hour and my 5 amp hour battery. And then each one of my tools, which is the string trimmer, the chainsaw, the blower, and the hedge trimmer, all came with a battery. So I've got 3 2 amp hour batteries, 1, 2, 3 2 amp hours, and then 1 2.5 amp hour battery. And this one came with the blower. One of the LEDs isn't working on this. It's not discharged or partly charged. It's just this LED kind of gave out. The rest of them, they're all fully charged. I keep my batteries inside. I don't recommend you guys keep them outside because heat is bad for your batteries. You don't want to leave them out in your shed and then have them cook and break or not work. So there you have it, guys. There's my lawn care setup. If you guys have any questions, comment down below, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll be having more cool videos like this one coming up. We'll see you on the next one, guys.